Hi, welcome to Motivating Your Child, Reinforcement and Reward Systems at Home. My name is Caitlin Wilder. I'm a member of the MMPS Behavior Support Team. We thought that it would be helpful to give families some tips on how they can use reward systems that we use in schools in their home to help motivate their child to complete their tasks. So what is reinforcement? Reinforcement is just a fancy behavioral word for anything that happens after a behavior and increases the chance that the behavior will happen again in the future. Most reinforcement occurs naturally throughout the course of our day, whether it's saying hello to someone to get that social reinforcement of having a conversation, whether it's me preparing for this presentation so that all my coworkers will tell me what a wonderful job I did. We contact lots of reinforcement naturally just as we go along. But in schools, we plan it to help build up new or difficult behaviors. We sometimes refer to it as rewards, but I don't want you to think about a reward as being something huge or extra that you have to go out and get, but maybe just using things that you already have and saying, instead of automatically getting all of those things, we're going to earn them with hard work and good character, which is a lot more like real life than just getting things automatically. And so why use a reward system? A reward system can help increase desired behaviors like completing work or staying on task. It can help increase motivation and perseverance for new or difficult skills. It allows their child to see their progress towards a goal. We'll talk about systems that can help visualize progress in the next few slides. And then it allows your child to practice setting goals by working with them to help find something that will work for them. So using a reward system, we want you to keep it simple and involve your child in setting up the system. Over time, you can increase your expectations and you can reduce extra rewards that you're providing. Our tips for setting up a reward system are including your child in choosing the rewards that they want to use. If they help choose them, then they'll be more likely to work for them because we know it's something that they actually want. If we don't want it, we're probably not going to do something in order to get it. You need to set a goal with your child for what they must do in order to earn the reward. If they help set it, then they'll be less likely to think that it's an unreasonable goal. You don't need to overthink your rewards. Keep it simple and use activities that your child already has access to. So if your child is already playing video games, watching TV, getting special snacks that they really like, really just anything that you would see in your house as a privilege is something that you can use as a reward and have them work for. Over time, your requirements for earning your rewards can change as your child is able to work for larger amounts of time and complete more tasks. It's important when we start that we want goals to be attainable. If it's too hard and they fail too often, then they'll start feeling lost and not wanting to try to work for it anymore. We can see our examples on the left. Things that we often use are coupons. They meet a certain criteria and they get a coupon for an activity that they can hold on to and then turn in later. We also see a system where a child is required to get a certain number of checks before they earn a reward. So maybe initially they start off earning 3 checks in order to get something. Then after they're successful with that, they have to earn 5, and then later on they have to earn 10. So increasing the difficulty of it as we go along. Your presentation, we want you to choose a system that works with what you have available and is something that your child will be able to understand. There are lots of different types of reward systems. We'll talk about those in some of the next few slides. They do not need to be complicated. You can use household objects, and then making sure to use behavior-specific praise so the child understands why they're earning. So the example we have here on the left is pom-poms in a jar. You don't have to have fancy colored pom-poms. You can use cotton balls. You can use whatever objects that you can find around your house to fill this jar. You do want to consider the size of your objects. If you have a very big jar and you have teeny tiny objects, it will take them a lot longer to reach the top. You can break your jar down into sections with tape and say, when we get to this level, we're going to get this reward. When we fill up this far, we'll get this reward, and keep going as you get to the top. A point system is another example of something we use often. It's a targeted goal to earn a reward, and you want to have set criteria for earning a point. So an example of that is 1 point per assignment and 10 points equaling extra TV time. We can see on the left that we've created a menu with a variety of tasks that a child would complete throughout the day, and each of those tasks has a prearranged point value for what they earn if they complete that task. They can keep those points in a bank, and then on the right of that chart, there is an option for rewards and then how much each of those things cost. It is important to consider that if you're going to use something as a reward, that you may want to restrict access to that thing otherwise, because if playing video games for 30 minutes is your reward to purchase, but then often they end up playing video games all day anyway for free, that's not going to be something that they're likely to work for or to choose. So just remember that if you are using it as a reward, then you want to make sure that they don't have open access to it all the time, or it won't really be special anymore. Age considerations, you want to consider what your child is already motivated to do independently when setting goals and deciding on a system. So depending on their age and their development, they may need rewards more or less often, which is what we discussed in the last slide. You definitely want to ask your child what types of things that they want to work for, because if they choose them, you know that they really want them, and then you also know that they'll be more excited about earning them. You want to ensure that the expectations that you have for your child are appropriate for their age and aligned with their current abilities. You don't want to have them trying to obtain a goal that's too hard for them, because they're more likely to get frustrated. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can email familysupport@mmps.org. We thank you very much for joining us today.